Good evening everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So here today we are going to be looking at the cytoskeleton. So now when you look at the cytoskeleton, one thing that will help you understand is the skeleton part of it. So just hearing the word skeleton, it should give you ideas of what is the function of the skeleton. So the function of the skeleton is that it is important in the maintenance of structure. It is also important in the movement. So these are some of the things that the cytoskeleton also does. Now the cytoskeleton also helps in the movement of cell structures. So get the difference between this movement is the movement of the cell. Now when we talk about the movement of the cell structures, what we are simply talking about is this. So let's say that the one in red is the cell structure. So the cytoskeleton will be able to move it like that. So this is the movement of some cell structures. Then the cytoskeleton also helps in the movement of the whole organism, like this. So we might have something like this. So the cytoskeleton will help in this type of movement as well. So that is what we mean by the movement of the organism. Now let's look at the detail and the general structure. So before that, what I would love to think for you to think of the cytoskeleton is more like the pillar that holds the cell like that. So you might think of it as the pillar. This would really help you. So you will find that a pillar will be able to hold something. Now remember, the cytoskeleton is number one, especially for the explanation part. Let's look at the animal cell. You might wonder to say the animal cell, it has got just the cell membrane, but why doesn't it look like something like this? So it is the cytoskeleton that holds this structure together. You can just think of it as pillars like that. Now let's look deeper into the parts. So firstly, when we are looking at our cell, the structure of the cytoskeleton, you may find some intermediate filaments. You might find the microfilaments there. You might also find the microtubules. When you look at, let's begin with our microtubules. These are the ones that move our cell structures. Like for example, when you look at your chromosomes, as we look at mitosis and meiosis, you will find that the structure that moves the chromosomes is actually the microtubules. So the microtubules helps in the movement of cell structures. Then we also have the microfilament. So the cytoskeleton is made up of microtubules, microfilaments, and the intermediate filaments, which are these. So the microfilaments helps in the movement of the cell. Then last but not the least, the intermediate filaments helps in offering structural support and generally the shape. Let us review. So we are saying that the cytoskeleton is made up of number one, microfilaments, intermediate filaments. We have also the microtubules. So these are the structures that make up the cytoskeleton. We further looked at our microfilaments are responsible in cell movement, which means the movement of the whole cell. Then we also talked about the intermediate filament. The intermediate filament is responsible for offering structural support. So the structure of the cell is also helped by the intermediate filaments of the cytoskeleton. Then the microtubules helps in the movement of cell structures. Cell structure, we might be talking about also chromosomes. So that's how we look. That's how the cytoskeleton is. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you would like, subscribe, and share for more. Comment if you want any other video.